Greetings. We're connected with unconditional love for your highest message of wisdom and guidance, most pertinent to you at this time. Now, since the energies have been moving so quickly, I felt like it was right to just come in and do a channeling and suppose an energy update for the time being. So at this time, your internal energy experience is the Temperance card with the Ace of Cups. This is talking about a total healing of your emotional world, a deep balancing in yourself, in your concept of self, and how you're able to stabilize yourself emotionally throughout the ups and downs of the emotional world. How you're able to stabilize your concept of self, rather. At times, this feels like frustration for you. It brings up competing energies inside of you. It makes you aware of some maybe more like petty or violent or childish thoughts of yours. These are things that you feel that you've outgrown on a spiritual level, but they still exist residually in your subconscious energy. So as spirit is bringing this healing to you and stabilizing your energy, it's bringing up these frustrations and old energies. It feels like, I don't know why violent thoughts came up strongly, but it's violent thoughts, it's childish, petty things, and they're associated with a Five of Wands energy. So, like a frustration or uh, an inner, maybe anger, even that is happening, that happens within you, that's being brought up within you to be purged. And that is connected to triggering. You're being emotionally triggered in many ways. So it feels like this triggering is happening in love. And because of that, there is like a Five of Swords energy. So old doubts and mental conflicts are also coming up in the mind. And, Spirit wants you to know that all of this is associated with triggering that's happening, and the triggering is happening because of a healing going on in your emotional space or deep emotional world, and a grounding going on in your sense of self. It feels like you're wondering if you are actually calling in, if you're actually attracting the life, the foundation, the reality, specifically the relationship that you desire. And in fact, you're actually giving deep thought to the kind of energy that you desire. And it's helping you to distinguish between what it is that you've outgrown and what is childish and petty, and what it is that you are actually wanting that maybe you might not be receiving, or what you're wanting that you are receiving. It's helping you put things into balance. Feeling a lot of perspective is coming to you through this healing. Usually perspective happens in like a hanged man state, right? Where things kind of you feel like you have to surrender to maybe stillness, right? But it feels like, the hangman can, as you might know, it can be associated with the sense of stagnation. But, when you don't surrender to it, sorry, let's continue. But as you know, right now, the energies are moving quite quickly, and it feels like, the hangman is not even here. The energy, like this is all happening because energy is being freed, things are being moved. If you're still feeling like you're looking at your path ahead, or you're looking at your present moment, and you're not feeling the level of satisfaction or fulfillment with the physical reflection, right, of your reality, how it could be personally abundant you are, it could be how healthy you feel. This Nine of Pentacles energy and this Ace of Pentacles energy, it could feel like maybe you feel that you have enough and you have more opportunities, but they feel outdated to you. They feel antiquated for you, and you are desiring something more futuristic. Spirit wants you to take, Spirit is guiding you then, if you're, resonating with any of those energies or that version of it. Spirit is guiding you to take a deeper look at your emotional state. Your emotions are revealing something to you about that futuristic energy that you're desiring, about how to go about putting your finger on it. That's what it feels like. Putting your finger on it and then planting the seeds and, watering the seeds and watching them grow, bearing fruit. If in any way you're feeling still dissatisfied with your physical reality, you could, of course, I'm getting the sense that you are still extremely grateful for everything that you have. You recognize your abundance, you recognize your wealth, you recognize your longevity. There's something about it that for you, it feels like you want it to have more life breathed into it, more energy, more passion, more alignment with your soul, with your spirit. That's what it feels like. Spirit is absolutely showing that there is a path for you like that. And you are right to desire that, because that is what your soul is in alignment with. That is what you are. So listen into and possibly write down some of the things, even if it's little things that give you a small inkling of that feeling of alignment, that energetic connection between you and what it is that could feel more fulfilling to you. Take note of it, and you'll be moving along on your path. And on the converse, if there's something that feels overly heavy, clunky, outdated, cumbersome for you, recognize it as a resistance. Recognize it as spirit putting a blockade up for you, as it's something that is not resonating with that lighter, freer, more, I guess, kismet. I don't know why that word keeps wanting to come up. I really rarely say that word, or I don't really ever say that word, because I don't really, I don't know the history behind it or anything, so I wouldn't want to use it wrong. But it feels like some sort of perfect divine alignment and connection, and the lightness and freedom and ease that comes with that, and the effortlessness of communicating with that energy that comes with the alignment. If something feels not in alignment with that, like it feels heavy, clunky, difficult to engage with, recognize that it's spirit guiding you away from that thing, and recognize possibly some sad feelings. There may be a sensation of emotional loss or sadness. It might not even feel like loss. It might just feel like grieving something, as you kind of move away from it, because you recognize it as, heavier than it needs to be. But as you move away from it, what you're doing is you're moving towards some sort of deep healing from the strong. It feels like this. It feels like source healing from source. And interestingly enough, it doesn't necessarily feel like you're moving in what immediately looks like the futuristic, nail on the head, kismet energy. But you're moving in the direction of an energy that's going to bring you some kind of clarity and a liberation that you've needed. And through this liberation, you'll be able to make your way into that futuristic energy. You'll be able to make your way into that effortless abundance that's sitting in your true divinity, who you are. So what does that mean for love? It means keep trusting your path. Keep following your divine path. And know that your intuition is your most powerful guide. you intuitively know where to go and what to do and what is right, what's right for you. It feels like you following an energetic push, a passionate energy into a situation where you end up balancing something out. Maybe something emotionally between in some kind of relationship. I'm feeling this is like a three of cups relationship. So it could be a friendship or it could be siblings. Three of cups is my friends or siblings card. So as you make that move, there's a deep emotional balancing that could be that's coming in, not could be, that's awaiting you there. And you feel, that's why you feel yourself light up in the direction of that energy, is because spirit has something there for you. Whereas you feel a heaviness in some of the energies, or the lack of fulfillment in some of the energies where you're moving away from. This is the graceful way of spirit nudging you forward to advance the plot in the direction of your highest path, in the direction of your higher desires. So it might feel uncomfortable or painful at moments, but know that spirit has planned. There's a divine plan, and trust the divine timing that you sense within you, in your clock, in your heart and soul's clock. Trust when the next stepstone on your path feels like it's lighting up in a direction that maybe you didn't expect, and you might be, feeling a little uncomfortable with going. But as you step there, from that new vantage point, that new perspective, you'll be able to see why spirit brought you there. And then you'll also be able to see your next step. And it feels like from that perspective, from having taken that step and healed and balanced those situations and those energies within you, the next step from that point, it feels like it will look much less uncomfortable, much more positive, much more fulfilling, and much more in alignment with what it is you're actually desiring. Feels good. So, thank you very much for listening. I look forward to us connecting again in the next reading. So, take great care of yourself and happy aligning.